to another episode of the Red Room Podcast. New week, new content, man. Appreciate everybody who tuning in week to week. Another episode, some more content for y'all. Always with some good music, bro. Good music reviews. You know you can always follow us on our social media platforms, man. On Facebook, it's the Red Room Podcast. On the IG at _ the Red Room Podcast. Might make sure you tap in with us, like, share, subscribe. We definitely appreciate it, man. Tuning in week to week with y'all. We do appreciate all the feedback and everything we get from y'all, man. But this week, we gonna keep it short and simple. Two albums I wanted to talk about for a little while, man. That's Drake for the Dogs and that Westside Gunn, man. I'm a big Griselda fan, so I'm definitely saving that one right there for last. We're gonna talk about these two albums, bro. So we're gonna start off with that Drake album, man. Drake for all the dogs. Now, first off and foremost, I do want to say this. Congratulations to Drake, man, on achieving the milestone that he definitely has broken all kind of records for, man. Most number one hits by a male artist. He beat out Michael Jackson, the only other person to ever hold that spot. It's crazy. That's a major music achievement that we real deal witness music history. So we might not be able to see that another time in our lifetime. Because it took so long for somebody to beat that, bro. The last person and only male to get that was Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson, real deal, was the threshold. Like, so that's just crazy to see, man. I never thought I'd see something else like that because I was actually aware of the record because, I mean, it's Michael Jackson. You feel me? By no means am I saying that Drake is better than Michael Jackson just because he got the accolades and all that. But I will say this, not to take nothing away from Drake. I had this convo with my cousin Watts a while back, man. Drake has definitely entered that realm where Michael Jackson began to be great. Drake is definitely in that conversation now. You gotta acknowledge it. You can't just throw it away at this point, bro. The proof is in the pudding. He has mixed critiques when it comes to a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at the accolades. You gotta look at the music. You gotta look at the record sales, and it's fact. It's right there on paper, bro, in black and white. So you gotta acknowledge it. Shout out to Drake, bro. Now, 9 or 10 years ago, you never would have heard this come out of my mouth. What I just said about Drake. I didn't used to fuck with Drake heavy. People when I told them, I was like, "Yeah, man, I ain't really fuck with Take Care like that." They were like, "You didn't fuck with Take Care." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't fuck with Take Care, bro." But it's crazy because like I was there at Drake at the beginning of his year, like in high school, bro. We pulling on the band count. Jake got Drake playing in the car. I'm talking about old Drake, early Drake. So it wasn't that I wasn't new to his career, bro. I just didn't follow Drake that hard, and I wasn't on his dick like that, bro. It wasn't happening. So chopping it up to now, I just got to give credit what credit is due. So shout out to you, Drake. And his story, man, his story is real deal a come up story. Well, not a come up story, but he didn't have no humble beginnings and no shit like that. But he real deal has been on a level of progression that is worth telling, man. We just seen some history. He started off as a kid on the Grassy Man. Then he got discovered, got mentored by Wayne. And from there to now, you feel me? Like, he is up there. And a lot of people don't want to give Wayne his acknowledgments, man. They don't want to give him his flowers and everything. And I just want to go to say that there would not be a Drake without Wayne. Wayne is the reason Drake is Drake right now. So that's where I'm at with that. You can quote me on that, bro, and I wholeheartedly feel like that. And Drake will tell you. Shit, I believe Drake will tell you, bro. Wayne will definitely tell you because Wayne, not only Wayne, bro, like Wayne in that instance, yeah, but there are so many rappers that people don't want to give their flowers to that put major influence over what your favorite artist may put out today. Like so much content, so much music, so many styles. And y'all never acknowledge these rappers, but you listening to these artists right here. And when these artists say something about those rappers, then y'all go back and backtrack. Which is good, but I just want these artists to get their flowers, bro. Like, y'all don't acknowledge these people like y'all supposed to, but y'all fans of the music, you feel me? But back to the album, man. When Drake announced this album, I just had one thought for me, and that was this got to be the album for Drake. This has to be the one because the last few projects for me they just ain't been holding weight. I mean, as far as a Drake album, like a Drake album, you gotta bear with me now. Think about it. Like the last few projects, the 21 and Drake album, I really don't count that, even though it had mixed reviews. I'm not counting that because it was a collab album. Honestly, never mind. That was not for us. That was not for our community. Some people like house music, but that was definitely an album for his other demographic. If you feel me, if you understand what I'm saying. Certified Lover Boy, that bitch, that project was not what I wanted it to be. At first, I liked it just for through the first few listens, and then like it was cool. But after like a month, I was just like, nah, bro, this ain't it. And then Care Package, he had like two hits, but one of them he owed to Cole. So I'm just sitting here like, what's going on, bro? And I'm not here saying these albums were trash at all. I'm not saying they were trash. I ain't trying to bash them or nothing like that because they did have some hitters on them. I'm just saying that they didn't age well. The replay value is nowhere near where it was for Scorpion, Views, or Nothing Was the Same. The early Drake, the ones that got all the hitters on it, bro. Like if you give me all the albums that I just told y'all about that I got discrepancies with, y'all can give me 3 or 4 songs on there that y'all really fuck with heavy off of every single album just right there off the bat like that. Like you could with Take Care, Scorpion, Views. Uh, Nothing Was the Same. You can give me like 3 tracks off of that right off the top of your head. And I just feel like there's something that's been lacking as far as a Drake album. He need to bring that back because as soon as his album come out, bro, let it marinate. You let the album hit, and if it's a hitter, bro, that's all you gonna hear for months down the road. That's how a Drake album used to hit. I mean, months down the road, you are still hearing this. The replay value was crazy. It's still crazy to this day. And so, oh man, not taking anything away from him. He done built up his fan base just like he should. I applaud him for that. But his fan base is so big in numbers, bro. Like even the super fans, like they got wild numbers, and it's just a huge conglomerate of biased Drake fans who drown out any unbiased opinion. Like I can't say nothing bad about this man Drake the first week of him dropping his album because all of the unbiased shit is gonna get completely drowned out by super fans and fans. So that's why I'm just letting this marinate. That's why this episode is coming out when it's coming out. Now I let the album marinate and just let it ride off and do what it needed to do, so I can pick up on it and let my ears make my own decision as far as this album going. But just like you got the Travis Scott super fans, the Beehive, Taylor Swift, Coke, it's just like the way his fan base is set up. Like, even if, not saying that he did, but if he put out a trash album, bro, that first week, like I said, it's gonna be drowned out. That unbiased opinion ain't gonna be able to get through, bro. And they continue doing that for weeks on end, even if the album was trash. But speaking about a few songs on the album, man, that I really did fuck with. I like the intro. It's way better than the last 2 albums' intro, production and verse wise. I can rock with it. A-Man with Tizo Touchdown. That's a good one. 21 carried Calling for You with this beat switch up. I like that. Fear of Heights. It's a good one. Minus Drake talking in the beginning. I could have did without that. Like, I don't know. Drake, like, he not the interlude type of nigga, bro. Get you somebody. Like, your producers need to find you somebody to speak on your interludes. Like, straight up. I do appreciate you had George Clinton and, the whole vibe before all the dogs and, he the dog man and all that. But I don't think you need to be talking on, monologuing on your own interludes, bro. Like, we already tired of that. We hearing you sing the whole album. So, I feel like it ain't needed. But, first person shooter, I like it. And it would have worked as a single. It wouldn't have worked as a single without Cole. I will say that. But if you take the second half of that song, like for one, the song already 4 minutes long. So if you take the second half of that song, and the beat switch, I really didn't like the beat switch in that song. So you could have took that and just let that whole half of the song stand alone by itself. I would have been straight with that and let it just be a separate song, man. The 4 minute song, the first half really didn't hit. And I don't know. It was just long for me, bro. Like I felt like I was listening to it for like 10 minutes. If that make any type of sense. I just felt like I was listening to that shit for too long. I fuck with Slime You Out. This is the one where the feature artist did not carry the song. Drake came in the beginning. Oh man, he came out this song, bro. I know the verse. Uh, you bitches get carried away, making mistakes and begging me to stay, bro. He was real deal sick of you hoes, bro. And when he was saying that, he got done with that verse, and then went right into Scissor verse, and I was like, man, this shit hard. Like Scissor didn't carry. That was a well orchestrated song. I can say that. Bahama Promises, that's my shit, there, boy. That's my shit. Bahamas Promises, like I fuck with it. That's when I was like, Drake, you real deal tired of whoever you talking about, bro. Tried our best. It hit different at this point in the album. Like you can clearly tell Drake sick of you hoes, bro. Drake tired of y'all, and he just said it on like 8 songs through the whole. The name of the damn album is For the Dogs, for all the dogs. You feel me? So, of course, he throwing shade. He letting it all hang. He saying he's sick of y'all. He calling y'all bitches and everything, bro. He tired of y'all. Um, but yeah, the whole song that tried our best, like that whole song was dedicated to, hey, I did my best with you, girl, but you wouldn't stop nagging, so you got to get the fuck on. And then he went straight into that next song. I do appreciate the fact that he showed love to Nas and DJ Screw, and on the whole, Screw the World, that beat with all that, and he slowed it down with the Texas slang, chopped and screwed. I like that. But that shit could have been shorter, bro. That whole song could have been shorter. You know it could have been shorter. There could have been a quick little interlude. It didn't take much. And it was just long, bro. Actually, as a matter of fact, the whole album and some of the songs could have been shorter. A few songs could have been cut. A few interludes could have been cut. Parts of some songs could have been cut. Like 23 songs at an hour and a half, bro, with some of the songs about 5 minutes long. You got to admit, that's kind of pushing it. That's just pushing it just a little bit for me, man. Um, 8 a.m. in Charlotte, this my one. I think that might be my favorite one on the album. Next to that, Bahamas Promises. That may be one of the ones. A few episodes back, I put out way like a few years ago. No, I think it was one of the few that we put out earlier this year. I mentioned working with an engineer producer named Conductor Williams. I brought him out up a few times on this podcast. I love to talk about him. I've been speaking about him since I found out about his work in his early stages of producing and engineering through Griselda. And I just want to say, quote me on this. Whenever you hear that tag, bro, that conductor, we have a problem, song finna hit. The song finna hit. The song finna go hard, bro. And if it don't go hard, that shit finna be beautiful. It's finna be immaculate, bro. Shout out to Conductor Williams. He really been doing his thing out here for a good little while. Like these past 5, 6 years, been some of the best engineering I have heard. And he is partly the reason for that. But that track, it hit because of Conductor Williams, man. But even if the verse trash, the song gonna hit. So Conductor Williams really got a gift out this bitch, man. BBL Love was good. I fuck with the Liquid Love sample. I did like that. I'm a sample guy. Bad Bunny song, it ain't really my vibe, but I know it goes stupid with the Bad Bunny fans and the Latino community. So shout out to him on that. I dig the outro. The outro was kind of solid. I don't know if I was just finally happy that the song was damn near over. Well, the album was damn near over. Not saying it was bad, and then the shit was just long. I could have did without Rich Baby Daddy. Could have did without that song. Definitely could have done without Rich Baby Daddy. I did not like the Sexy Red Drake collab. Shout out to Sexy Red though. Like I be fucking with Sexy Red, man. She be doing a thing. But I don't know. I just didn't like the chemistry they had going on, like on music. That shit was weird. Another late night with Yachty. That shit was hidden. Nah, I take that back. That shit was whack. Away from Home, although Away from Home wasn't as bad, but it I applaud Drake for tapping in with the younger generation. That's where I'm at with this. I applaud him for tapping in with the younger generation, but at some point you got to do it for not. You got to do it for the music and not just for riding the wave or trying to stay relevant or trying to keep in the circle or try to stay young or whatever, man. And like you got to realize certain music don't go with certain music, bro. And that was the whole thing about this album with me on some of the featured artists. But I do fuck with Drake for fucking with the younger generation. He really be mentoring them and all that. He acknowledges the young generation. He'll work with them. He'll embrace them. He'll bring them in, mentor them, and everything, man. I will say in doing that, you know, in almost every song Drake had a feature on this album, he did kind of bite the featured artist flow. Like, and I say that because I mean he did. You can listen to the album, you can listen to the songs that he got features on, and he took the featured artist flow. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know, but on the Keith song, he used Keith flow when he came in. Shawty, she a thotty. I fuck with this song, by the way. That's my shit, too. On the Yachty song, he used little Yachty flow a little bit. And like I said, I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if that was he was going for, but I mean, it's there. It's prevalent on the album. So I had to acknowledge that, too. And him doing so, taking like the other artists' flow and shit on those future tracks, it backfired on him, bro. It definitely backfired on him on first person shooter. I don't care what y'all say. Cole ripped that bitch. Like that song, you cannot look me in the face and tell me that song would have been the same song without Cole. Like you can't tell me that because I mean it wouldn't have been a fact at all. So shout out to Cole, bro. Cole ripped that hoe, and Drake tried to switch the beat back up. I mean, tried to like get his flow and shit back right, and I was like, bro, just finish your verse, dog. Cole ripped this hoe, let him have that. That's what it is on this song. The verse wasn't bad. Shit was kind of just out of place at that point after Cole ripped that hoe. Solid album though, man. Congrats to Drake. I fuck with the album wholeheartedly. Not putting them down, just giving my thoughts on the album. Y'all chime in, let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're still thinking about it, cause that's where I'm at with it. Maybe some things may change as I listen to the album as the weeks and months go on. I'm gonna just see what the replay value do. Alright, so boom. Record scratch. Check all that bullshit. Since Drake had released his first album, he has dropped a secondary amendment to the album, bro. He dropped Scary Hours. Scary Hours 3 to be exact. And I this is what I wanted in the album, bro. Just wholeheartedly, you feel me? Like I fuck with Scary Hours 3. I ain't gonna say more than I fuck with the album, but I fuck with Scary Hours 3 a lot more than a lot of the songs on the album, man. Drake, when he put that out, man, it consisted of 6 more songs. Red Button, Stories About My Brother, The Shoe Fits, Wicked Man. That's probably my favorite song on the project. Evil Ways and You Broke My Heart. Now, I do gotta backtrack, man, and wholeheartedly say this, bro. I know I said I didn't like Rich Baby Daddy. I know this. I know what I said, and I still kind of feel that way. But I will say this: Drake has not only dropped Scary Hours 3 since then, since I had recorded the other part of the podcast. That nigga also put out a fucking video for Rich Baby Daddy with Sexy Red and SZA. And that made me like the song a lot fucking more. Like, it made me wholeheartedly appreciate that song a lot more than I did than just listening to the song, bro. Mind you, I'm still not the type of nigga that's gonna be like, I get in the car and be like, oh nigga, let me put that Rich Baby Daddy on. You know, it just ain't that for me. But I will say that video did set that bitch off. It got SZA in there, she pregnant, Drake being an old light skinned ass nigga, and SZA with her sexy ass off in there, man. So I wholeheartedly fuck with that project. That video did make that song that much better. So I do applaud that nigga Drake for that, man, for real. I'm just glad he did call it a Scary Hours instead of like a deluxe edition of an album. I don't like the deluxe edition shit, man. It's a step in the right direction from getting away from that deluxe edition of an album type shit. Like, why call it a deluxe edition, bro? Just put out them damn singles. Give me the singles. Give me an EP. Give me something, bro. I don't need a deluxe edition. You just gave me a fucking album. But the only feature that he got on Scary Hours 3 is Cole. It's on Evil Ways. I think releasing this man, like he got yet another feature from Cole, which is crazy because it just worked. It all worked out, man. And I think they planned this shit perfectly. He got those features with Cole, and then turning around playing a tour with Cole, and like they've been touring like now at this point. I'm pretty sure they had a show in Birmingham and all that stuff. I know a couple people who went, and so like it was a smart play, man. Especially since Cole been hitting, bro. He been hitting. He been hitting with all these features that he been putting out. He been hitting at his next album, which is gonna be the Fall Off or It's a Boy, being released supposedly this year, which is 2024 at this point. I'm even considering getting tickets just for Cole. Like I've been to a J Cole concert before, and it's definitely about time I attended another one. So I'm looking forward to that too. But back to these Scary Hours 3, I will say the quality of these 6 songs that he did pull out easily blow those songs that I said could have done without on For All the Dogs, like those extra ass songs that we would have been okay without. It blew all them out the water, man. Like I just feel like he should have, cause like I said, For All the Dogs was long as fuck. 23 songs, like that long, bro. It was long as hell, and a lot of that shit could have been cut. And I feel like if he would have cut those songs that I said and just put Scary Hours on that bitch, like all of these tracks, that would have been a justified long ass album. It righteously would have been a no skip album. But the way I ain't in the music game. I don't know how that shit work. But I wholeheartedly believe that Drake ain't got nobody in the studio that be like, "Hey nigga, you don't need to put that song on the album, bro. Hey bro, this one right here don't fit, nigga. You sound stupid right here. Hey bro, stop all this goddamn talking on this." He ain't got. I just wholeheartedly feel like he got yes men in that bitch. Somebody need to tell him the truth when it comes to certain matters on all that. So man, producers, engineers, A&R, friends, partners, day ones, y'all need to get on your boy Drake. But I saw here he said he was just doing all kind of stuff in the studio, but I don't know. I don't know how that shit go. And I know I just said it, but you gotta respect that man, Conductor Williams too. That man, Conductor Williams, did his damn thing on For the Dogs and Scary Hours. Well respected producer, engineer in my book. Always gonna show love to him. I saw well Conductor Williams was talking about working with Drake allowed him to be a bit more musical with melodies and stuff like that. As far as searching for melodies, searching for what'll be the type of vibe for Drake. So I feel like he really enjoyed type of shit like that, and creating the music that catches your ear because it's new and creative. That's one thing that Conductor Williams has said that he really harps on, and I definitely understand it, man. Because the first thing I'm listening to whenever I'm listening to the music is like, does it catch my ear first, and then I'm gonna catch on to the lyrics, or I just listen to the whole song first to see if the beat gonna do it, and then I backtrack, listen to the lyrics to see if it's going, if the lyrics invite me more than the actual beat did. But with certain artists like that, man, they got it all in one, like Cole. Cole will have production going straight, beats going straight, all that, and then like the wordplay, his verses be straight, and everything just melded in like it's supposed to. And I appreciate those artists, man. That's why I like my musical taste. Like it appeals to what I want to hear, and that's the music that's gonna last at the end of the day. For real, for real. That's the music that's gonna last, man. The music that got some substance and shit. But music tied to Conductor Williams has always had consistent replay value. And with that being said, Scary Hours 3 has the replay value that I expect from Drake. Scary Hours 3 did. Um, Scary Hours 3 was a no skip little situation. It can stand alone. It can stand alone by itself, separate from For All the Dogs. And I just don't know why he didn't originally scratch a few of them songs, bro. Scratch a few of them songs that he could have done without and put all of these from Scary Hours on there, man. That would have been a 100% perfect, no skip album and would have met all expectations in comparison to all the Drake earlier albums, man. But all in all, like I said, I still rock with Drake. I still rock with the album. That's where I'm at with it. And the next song, man, the next album, my bad, the next album, Westside Gunn, and then You Pray for Me. Westside Gunn over the past few years, ever since I got introduced to Griselda, my boy Tyler from Stash House Podcast, he introduced me to Benny the Butcher, and from there I got on Conway, and then I had got on my boy Westside. So out of the three, Westside is my favorite that I be tapping in with consistently. So Griselda really has been doing big things in music these past 5 6 years. Really before that, first off, them as a whole, they have put out some of the best music in the last 5 years that righteously has been made in the rap world, in hip hop. They have that is a fact. They have put out some of the best music in hip hop, from the influence from the different producers, engineers, the artists they work with, they count. You gotta acknowledge it. You gotta love it, especially if you like that whole New York sound, because it's an evolved New York sound, man. Like, when nobody coming from Buffalo doing what they were doing, and it's definitely prevalent. You hear it in the music. So from Benny, Conway, Westside, putting they plan together, man, stacking up to make Griselda a thing. They really modernized that sound, man. That royal, authentic boom bap with the producers and the Alchemist and the Derringer sound, to the additions to their camp, bro. Bodie James, the other producers that I just mentioned, man, Conductor Williams. So shout out to them. I love that they got the other rappers who were actually spitting back in the day excited about rap again. They got Method Man. They put a snippet of him on the album, and he was just consistently talking about how I'm really glad that these dudes are bringing, a different vibe, a new flow, a new system to hip hop, and it's making them want to rap again. And that was his interview, word for word. Like, not exactly what I said, but in his interview, it was word for word at the end on one of these songs on his album. And you can't deny the work ethic, man, from Westside specifically. Not only does he consistently put up multiple projects a year, like, they're quality albums. They are quality albums back to back. So recently he been talking about retiring from the rap game, and it ain't as crazy as it sounds if you listen to his music, because on a lot of projects and you look to what he done, like, he has definitely spoke about it. Like, he's definitely said, boom, 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 after rap, things like this right here. And in the last 5 years, what they done contributed to rap, it's just been crazy, bro. Like, they really been in the game for 10 years, dominating for five, and they have made such an impact on hip hop. I mean, the album's so good that his albums be so good when they come out. Sometimes, like, he'll put out one early in the year, one later in the year. You listen to them back to back, and you be like, I really don't know which one was better, bro. And the next year, like, there are still debates because he finna put out another quality album and another album behind that. So it's just wild to see, bro, that consistency. For me, I still got albums on here of his that I just don't know which ones are better, man. That Hitler Wears Hermes 8, side A or side B, I really still can't decide at that point. Like, I'm undecided on both of those. But like I said, he's been talking about wanting to lead a rap game and retire for a little while, especially on that end, how you start intro, where he was like, you can only do eight things in music anyway. After eight, you just got to make the end. And I was like, okay, cool. You definitely looking to some other venues right now. But speaking of intros, man, since we talking about intros real quick, I just want to go to say that we have to. I think it's time that we put Westside Gunn's monologues, like, on his intros, on a pedestal. I think it's about that time, because it's always when he is monologuing on an intro on one of his albums, it is pure poetic philosophy. Like, and ain't nobody touching him like that when it comes to just doing an intro like that, or doing like a mid song interlude of just straight up speaking some real shit. And nobody touching him on that except maybe Big Rube. But they are way too different to compare, in my opinion. But we definitely got to speak about that, man, and put him on a pedestal for that alone. That's just one of the contributions that he's given us. So you gotta love it, man. You gotta respect it. You gotta see it. Now, speaking on the actual album that he put out, this was a different album for Westside. Especially if you're a Westside fan, you definitely know what I'm speaking about. As far as sound, it ain't a normal Westside production. Like, it's adventurous. It still got the Griselda vibe, the boom bap, but it went in a few different directions on certain songs. And the album was produced by Ross, Conductor Williams, and DJ Drummer, and it clearly shows. It like what I just stated, like those producers and engineers, you clearly hear on what song they had influence on and where they put certain things in the album. Like you hear it all. So I definitely think this project was showcasing versatility and putting emphasis on the producers as well. The one that got me on, what was the song? The one that got my, what was the name of that song, man? The song called Costas. It's a song called Costas and with Benny and Conway. All of Griselda on the track, like you think you gonna hear some boom bap, but they killing a trap beat, and they killed it. Like they really got on a trap beat and ripped that bitch. I was talking to my boy Tyler, and he was like, they definitely been wanting to venture out to that trap sound, just experiment and get out there and try the versatility for a while. And we had talked about it. I knew they wanted to try other stuff, especially from some other stuff that they had put out already. But I didn't know they wanted to venture off completely over into just putting out content like that. But I'm digging the sound, man. I like it. And the boom bap with the Conductor Williams influence on those tracks, man. Like on Babylon and the oh man, the Revenge of Flip's Leg. Like you gotta love that one too, bro. Like you gotta appreciate these songs. You definitely hear the producers on their respective tracks. Like I said, hell, we even got a DJ Holiday. We got a DJ Holiday track on there, man. One of my favorite Gucci albums was produced by DJ Holiday. Trap Back. 2012, my nigga. Like, respect DJ Holiday. The real ones know, bro. The real ones know about that DJ Holiday. Like, you just can't deny it. You got to take the time to salute Westside Pootie too, Westside Daughter. We have heard this child grow up on Westside's albums, on all his interludes, bro. Like, she'll just come on there, and it's always fun to hear. We have heard her develop, and she just be on that bitch flexing like hell, bro. She be on there and flexing like hell, especially at the end of JD Wrist. I always look forward to hearing Westside Pootie because you done heard her from a baby. You done heard her to where she was just like adolescent. Now you hearing her to where she a little bit older, and she still talking that shit, talking that cash money, bro. And it's crazy. It's crazy. My favorite songs from the project. A few of my favorite songs from the project. I really couldn't choose, just three. So I'm gonna just give y'all a rundown of what I was really feeling. The intro Fly God did. I fuck with that. Kitchen Lights, of course. House of Glory. Chloe. Babylon Bliss. That was a good one. Jalen Rose with Bodie James. Bodie gonna give a dope verse every trip. Shout out to him. I definitely need to hear some more from him. I need a project or something at least just to hold me over from him because last time he put out, what was it? The tape with the game and cartridge on the front of it. Whatever it was the shit. And his other projects before that be hitting too. And he was on fire in like 2021, 22, but he was consistent, but he been toning down. So hopefully he been in the lab. You never know. You'll never know what the artist got going on, bro. Steve and Johnny with ESTG. ESTG verse was trash, but the song go hard. And the outro, and then You Pray For Me. That bitch was straight. Solid album all the way through, man. All in all, it was a good piece of work. I still think, I don't know, I'm going to have to listen to this album just a few more times. Just have it on randomly when I'm cleaning up in the crib, chilling, in the car. Because I'm still trying to decide if I like this over his last album, Peace Fly God. But I think I like Peace Fly God better. But this one right here still hit just for the engineers and looking at the intricacies and stuff on the actual album, from the producers all the way down to the verses. So, it's a toss-up for me which one I really think is my favorite. But salute, good piece of work, solid album. Continue to put in work, and if you don't, bro, I'm definitely looking forward to what's next for Westside and Brazil.